What's the motherfucking deal? Welcome to Sauce Sports. If you're not familiar with Sauce Sports is a Houston, Texas Homer network. Means we're talking all sports, but only Houston. If you want the freshest flavor in H-Town sports every day, make sure you subscribe. Hit that like button, man, because like I said, we're going to bring you the freshest flavor every day in H-Town. And again, every night, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, we will go live. We will drip sauce live. You can call in on the sauce line. You can text in on the sauce line. So make sure you're there to join all of Sauce Nation. It's always a very good time. So make sure you're a part of that. Become a fresh ingredient. Hit that subscribe button. But man, today we're going to talk about the Texans. We're going to talk about the power rankings. We're going to, as we're starting to wind down the season, we're going to look at what's really going on. Where does the national media, where's the national perspective on what the Texans are? I know how we feel here at home, 10-4. It's a pretty good look. It's been a while since we've had a double-digit winning season. And let's just enjoy it. But let's just kind of see what they're saying, whether you agree or disagree. And I want to know how you feel in the comments below. Which one do you, if you think that these other sources are right, if you think that they're wrong, if you think that they're underrating us, you think they're overrating us. Again, I just want to know how you feel. Make sure though that you join or follow, like and follow us on the social media, Instagram and Twitter at Sauce Sports HTX on both platforms. Make sure you like the Facebook page and join the Facebook group. Like I say, it's a conversation about all sports, only Houston. And again, if you don't know, for those of you who are new to this and not so true to this, I am your host, Ed Honcho. So we're going to talk about the power rankings, and we're going to look at 6 different entities, sources, organizations, and how they are feeling about the Texans. And so the Texans, they go to New York last week and didn't play the best game. And, you know, and I honestly feel like no matter what would have happened, if we would have won, or we did win, if we would have won by a blowout, which was what was expected, or well, if we would have lost, we definitely would have dropped. But if we would have won by a blowout or won the way that we did win, I don't think it would have affected us in the eyes of the nation either way, because we were expected to win that game. I think make it a little bit closer. I really just don't think it changed anything, because the Jets aren't looked at as a contender right now. They're not looked at as a team that you should be afraid of. And if anything, that actually gave the Jets more points by making it a closer game than it did for us in any fashion. It was kind of the Jets were playing with house money in that situation. But go ahead, let's take a look. We're going to talk about each organization, where they have us ranked, the teams that they have ahead of us, and a couple of teams that they have, maybe just below us, and just kind of get your thoughts and opinions on that one. First, we'll start off with Bleacher Report. Now, last week, the Bleacher Report had us ranked 7th on the power rankings. This week, we remain stagnant at 7th. Interesting. But ranked in this particular order, they have New Orleans, ain't no lings, New Orleans, the Chargers, the Bears, the Rams, Kansas City, and New England. And again, I want to know in the comments if you think this is the right order. Do you think that these teams are in order? And then, we are 7th. Again, we could talk about strength of schedule. We could talk about wins and losses. We can talk about teams that we beat. I'm not so upset about New England being ahead of us, even though I kinda I am, I'm not. It's just kind of, I really don't know, because do I think that we could beat New England? Absolutely. Did we beat New England when we had the chance? No, we didn't. Again, we can talk about missing pieces. We can talk about the injury to your starting left tackle. You talk about not having Will Fuller. We can talk about a lot of things. Giving the ball easy. I think that this is a different Texans team that started out the season. I don't think New England has significantly improved. They have a couple of different pieces. We have a few different pieces. And I think it just kind of is what it is. So I'm not going to complain too much about that. The other teams that they have ahead of us pretty much have better records or sealed, a playoff spot. But I don't think Chicago's that much better than us. Honestly, I know a lot of people are high on Chicago right now. I don't think that they are that much better than we are. So, it is what it is. And I think some of these other teams are kind of getting exposed, but they have better records, so we can't complain about that. Taking a look at USA Today. The USA Today power rankings last week had us ranked 7th. Lucky number 7, I guess, right? Is that what it is? The lucky number 7. This is going to be a common theme through a lot of these places have us kind of in a similar position, but it is what it is. There are a couple of differences, but we'll get to that. This week they have us ranked 7th. So again, the teams in a similar order, and I think you may find a little bit of a difference in this one is they have New Orleans the Chargers, Chicago, the Rams, Kansas City, which is all in the same order as the Bleacher Report. But they have the Colts ranked ahead of the Texans. The Colts, 8-4, who we beat at their house. They came down here, they beat us at our house. And it wasn't like they smoked us, but I guess they're giving a whole lot of weight to the Dallas win. I guess, people had Dallas like they were contenders, like we didn't beat Dallas too. But, it is what it is. And again, I kind of disagree with that one. I want to know how y'all feel. Let me know in the comments below, because like I said, I try to make sure I try to reply. I may not always get a chance to reply, but if I see that you left a comment, I at least try to acknowledge it, let you know I checked it out. And just like I say, I appreciate y'all for taking the time to watch the videos. Now, then they have us at 7th. Immediately after us, Pittsburgh, then New England. So they have New England ranked 9th, as opposed to the Bleacher Report, who had New England ranked 6th. So I think that's a very interesting thing to look at. Now, to think with some of these other organizations, like I said, you're going to see some little nuances that I find kind of interesting, and I want to know how y'all feel, not just about the Texans, but, where they have some of these other teams ranked. Moving on to ESPN. ESPN last week had the Texans ranked. I'll let you guess. Take a fucking wild guess. What number the ESPN power rankings had us last week? You guessed it right. Fucking number 7. But this week we are still number 6. Not just fucking with you. We're 6. So moved up a spot actually. So very interesting. ESPN moved us up a spot. Behind us, or actually ahead of us, they have, in this order, a little bit different, New Orleans and the Chargers. And I think this is the consensus across all of them, is New Orleans and the Chargers are 1 and 2. But now they have Kansas City 3rd, the Rams 4th, Chicago 5th. I find that a little bit interesting. Kansas City, knowing they've taken a couple of losses, I think the Rams are better than Kansas City in my personal opinion. Chicago could probably beat KC, but I think it's going to take a while to find out if that happens at all. But again, it's ESPN. They got us ranked 6, so I guess they got us a little bit higher than some of these other places, but it is what it is. Immediately after that, they have New England 7th, Pittsburgh 8th, and Indianapolis 9th. And I kind of find a little bit of, I find the New England-Pittsburgh thing interesting, considering that they just played and Pittsburgh just beat them straight up. But, it is what it is. Moving on to the NFL and their power, NFL.com power rankings. Last week had us ranked 7th. This week have us ranked 7th. So their order of operation, PEMDAS, all that shit now. But they have the Saints, the Chargers, the Chiefs, similar to ESPN. But then where you have a little bit of changes is Chicago, the Rams, and then New England at 6th. And then immediately after us, they have Indianapolis and Pittsburgh. And I find this odd that, New England is still getting a lot of love, even though they've kind of had a little bit of a lackluster last couple of games. It is what it is, but I'm not going to say that we should always be ahead of them, because as I said earlier, that we had a chance to beat them and make a statement for ourselves. And if you really go back and look at that game, the Texans outplayed New England. It's just that they gave up some crucial opportunities to New England. So, it is what it is. But again, like I said, after that, at 8 and 9, they have Indianapolis, then the Steelers. So moving on to CBS. CBS last week had us ranked 9th. Moved us up 2 spots, actually, to 7th. And again, I find it odd. And like you look at some of these places and you question their ranking. One, last week being 9th, when you were, in position basically to be a number 2 seed. You were a 3rd seed in the power rank. But I guess, that was probably coming off the Colts loss. So I guess, you have that. So I'm sure that maybe they dropped. I don't know what it was the week before that, but it is what it is. But this week they have us ranked, and you can guess it, lucky number fucking 7. Ahead of us, they have New Orleans, the Chargers, the Rams, Kansas City, and I think that's a better order because I do believe the Rams are better than Kansas City. Chicago, New England, they have us 7th, Pittsburgh, and then the Colts. So, there's that. I'm going to be honest, I think the Pittsburgh overall are more popular than the Patriots. No. But, with them, being ranked so close together, and you're talking about head-to-head matchup, not just strength of schedule or whatever it is, and, most recently they got that win. You kind of got to look at it, but then Pittsburgh has had some very interesting losses, too, and some of the teams that they've struggled with have been very interesting. Last on the list, we have Sports Illustrated. And the last time we did a power rankings conversation, Sports Illustrated, when everybody else had us in a top 10 situation, a lot of us people had us around that 7th or 8th spot. The last time, this was a couple of weeks ago, Sports Illustrated has, I think, like 13th or 11th. You know, had us kind of a little bit lower down. Sports Illustrated. And not that I necessarily have a problem with where they have the Texans. I really don't think anybody even pays attention to Sports Illustrated anymore. I think Swimsuit Issue was the last time anybody probably ever read a Sports Illustrated. But it's kind of what they have behind us, and I'll talk about that in just a second. So last week they had us ranked number 10. Interesting, right? And this week they have us ranked 8th. So the lowest of all the power rankings that I have on my list. I don't have the PFF because I don't think either I couldn't find it or they hadn't released it. Because, you know, PFF has to make sure that they skew their stats so that it can fit the narrative that they want to sell you. You know, if you don't realize that, I don't give a fuck about PFF. Most of the roundtable around here, Salt Sports, we don't really fuck with PFF. A lot of people love that. The stat sexuals love to you know, promote PFF like it's the end-all be-all. But if you really look at what PFF is doing, it's a lot of bias and a lot of nonsense that goes into it. Even though they did give DeAndre Hopkins a lot of love, take it with a grain of salt, man. I really take it with a grain of salt because I'm just not big on what they do. So it is what it is. But like I say, ahead of us they have the Saints, the Chargers, which has been the running theme, Kansas City, Pittsburgh at number 4. Pittsburgh at number 4. And so this is why you should probably say, I mean, you can feel however you want to. And I want to know how y'all feel. I'm not going to tell you how to think. But I say, fuck Sports Illustrated. Pittsburgh at number 4 after the losses that they took, after the struggles that they've had, and the fucking record that they have. But they're number 4. Okay? Over Chicago, then New England, then the Rams. The Rams, they have it number 7. Pittsburgh in New England over the Rams. And so I think Sports Illustrated just really penalizes for these losses. But if you would think that if they did do that, you know, New England should probably maybe fall a little bit more, but it is what it is. Then they have us 8th. And now the thing that I have a problem with is I don't understand how you have a tie at 9th. And this is why I don't understand it, is because you have Dallas and the Colts tied for 9th. But the Colts just went and beat Dallas's ass. Dallas just got shut the fuck out. And you have them tied with the Colts. And even in the little tie, they got Dallas. At least if you're going to put them in a tie, like put the Colts right above fucking Dallas, because that shit doesn't make any motherfucking sense. Like, it's fucking ridiculous. But hey, it is what the fuck it is, man. It's their organization. They can do whatever the fuck they want to do. Again, like I said, I don't have the PFF power rankings. Maybe I missed it. Maybe I deliberately said fuck them. I don't fucking know. I don't really give a shit about PFF, like I said. But hey, I want to know how y'all feel. I want to know what you guys are thinking. I want to know your belief. I want to know how y'all just what do you think about these power rankings? Which one to you makes the most sense? And if you were to establish a power rankings, you know, hey, drop your top 9 in the comments below in order, if you don't mind. You know, say go ahead and put them in position, and let's not be overly homeristic with. I know we all love our Texans, but you know, I want to know how y'all feel, Sauce Nation. If you're new to this, if you're not a member of Sauce Nation, again, man, become a fresh ingredient. You're like, what the hell is a fresh ingredient? You ever made sauce? It takes ingredients to make the magnifico, the right sauce, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta go ahead. We gotta mix these ingredients right. So, man, we don't all have to agree. You know, we can often disagree, which we often do because we've seen a lot of that lately. But the thing is that we all have one common goal, and that's to see our Texans win, to see our hometown teams win, and ultimately, with that being said, that's what makes the sauce. Everybody has their own flavor. Everybody has their own taste. But when you put all these ingredients together in the, you know, in the Sauce Nation, like I say, in the chat, in the live stream, when we come together for conversation, it makes the freshest motherfucking ingredients become the freshest motherfucking show in sports. And again, live every evening, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Be there, be square. We will be live tonight talking about the Texans and, you know, kind of other little local H-Town sports news and kind of some of the other things going around the NFL. But with that being said, again, I'm your host, Ed Honcho. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. I appreciate everybody for checking out this video. And again, hit that comment section below. I want to know what your power rankings are, and I'll be sure to do my best to get the comment. Again, check out Salt Sports on Instagram and Twitter, Salt Sports HTX. Again, Again, Facebook page, links in the description, man. Check those out. Check out all those links. Check out the members of the round table. All those gentlemen have channels. Links in the description below. Can't miss them. But, man, with that being said, hey, I'm chunking up a deuce. Sauce Nation. Y'all be cool like y'all be cool. Y'all are the freshest motherfucking ingredients in the world. I don't care what them other motherfuckers say, but they be talking bad about y'all. I promise. I'm just fucking with you. I don't care what nobody else says, man. Hey, Sauce Nation, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. It's your boy Ed Honcho, and I'm out. Y'all stay saucy. I'm gone.